Hey there, it's Dave from Nothing Gained and Project 42 and Musicians React. Here today doing another video. Today's one is a band called 1 Minute Silence from the UK and a track called I Wear My Skin. This was last put onto YouTube back in 2006. So we've got a 12-year-old video. I have no idea when the official song came out. Vaguely know the band from around on the scene back in the days, so it'd be useful to see. It's a short song, it's only 2 minutes and 53 seconds. So as always, I will stop, pause the video, do commentary, talk about the track, talk about what works, what doesn't work in my personal opinion. It's personal opinion, nothing more. If you've got any bands, musicians, if you are in a band, if you'd like me to check out your band, please obviously send me a comment and I will endeavour to do so. I'm so far batting pretty much 100% response rate, and I will endeavour to do so. So I keep my videos not lots of graphics and so forth, because that takes time in editing. Simple edits, get the videos up there, so that gives me more time to react to more stuff. And I look forward to seeing some bands that I've not actually heard of. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this up. This is 1 Minute Silence, I Wear My Skin. That is a fuckload of people over there. I question: did they actually just get loads of band friends and fans of the band to just come out and do that? If anyone knows from the band, if they can send me put it in a comment, I'd love to know who all these are. Are they extras paid for by a record company? Were they fans that just came out and did it for free? Okay, so straight off the bat, I love this already. It's got loads of energy. It's obviously a new metal style of music. But could anyone know the influences of this particular band? Who would you say they sound like? It's difficult because they've got a lot of like the same sort of beats and techniques of the I guess all of the Limp Bizkits and all that sort of stuff, but I think it's a harder edge to it. But I haven't, vocally, he's got a very unique sound, so yeah, let me know. He's got a kind of Rage Against the Machine kind of attitude to his voice, but although he sounds a bit different, obviously based from the UK as well, so it's obviously going to have a tonal difference. But let me know. So I'm watching this video and I'm just getting that vibe of the Matrix, that bit where he's kind of pushing through the crowd. I'm also thinking of Take a Look Around with Metallica, when Jason's going down the steps and so forth. He's getting that kind of fighting against the crowd. So if anyone knows the video concept, that'd be cool if you let me know. So listening to that effect there, so you've got a sort of a sample effect going on. Very, again, makes me think of sorry, I thought I Disappear, sorry, before I forget. I'm thinking of Take a Look Around from Limp Bizkit, but for Metallica it was I Disappear, so don't quote me on the comments there and say I got it wrong. I did get it wrong, but I've corrected myself. But we Take a Look Around, this whole kind of guitar effect that's going whoa, 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 whoa. You hear a lot of that in sort of a lot of the I think it was in Limp Bizkit's Hot Dog Flavor, Hot Dog. That was basically that same sort of like the guitar sound that he's using there. but I love how he's using the sample. You're not really seeing a sampler, you're seeing all the guitarists jumping around. I'm not really trying to comment on what they're doing performance based, because it was very much of that era. Guitar riffs have not overly complex, they're doing it really well. They're keeping it aggressive, they've not made it too difficult, they've kept it verse, chorus, and now they're doing like a bit of a midsection. Keeping it simple, but doing it very effectively. So one thing I found with these sort of bands from that sort of era, solos were not a requirement. So they were never into guitar solos, and that's why you'll see a lot of these bands will only have like one guitarist. It was very much about impact, about aggression, about jumping around, keeping it simple, and more about, rather than, they almost took away from that guitar solo point. And I think that's... and I think that is a little bit lost on that. I think there's always an opportunity where they could have mixed in some additional guitar parts, and it wouldn't have taken away from the music. But again, that's down to the individual artist. But listening to these sort of things, I always think you could have done something more with it. Didn't have to be so clear and clinical and say, well, we're not going to do solos, etc. Okay, so 1 minute silence, I Wear My Skin. Short song, under 3 minutes. It was punchy, it was to the point, it was very much of that sort of era, early 2000s. They did, from what my understanding, 1 minute silence did 2 or 3 albums. Had a couple of lineup changes, but they were kind of around that time when you also had Machine Head doing the Burning Red album. You had a whole growth of industrial sort of hardcore metal bands coming out. Earththrone, 9 Kill to This from the UK. And it was a good time around that sort of time to watch live bands, because there were so many amazing bands coming out. And this was one of them, for whatever reason, never managed to quite take it to the next level. For that particular song, I thought everything they did on that track was great. There wasn't anything on there. Was it overly memorable? There wasn't a massive hook in there, and that's probably the one thing that stood out for me, and from the few songs I've heard of 1 minute silence, is the hook. There isn't something that makes you kind of go, yeah, keeps your butt reminded in your head. Even now I'm like, I remember the energy, but I don't remember a lyric line or something that I can hum over, and that's kind of I think that may have been what let 1 minute silence down. They couldn't quite get to the point where they put hooks into their songs. They were technically good, the songs were good, they just weren't hooky, and that means they weren't memorable. So that's my personal viewpoint on 1 minute silence and I Wear My Skin. Great track, but could have had a hook. Please let me know in the comments below if there's any bands you'd like me to check out. I look forward to your comments. Obviously click like if you please. Please share, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you again on another video. Thank you.